Jay, you want to talk first? How about it? K5LYN.
Nah, go ahead. You do such a good job.
Well, we can always pass it around, you know. All right. Good evening, folks. This is K5LYN. My name's Lynn. I'm in Austin. We get together here on Wednesday evenings and talk about the early days of single sideband. Let's see if anybody needs this frequency for any kind of emergency use before we do that. I'm listening. Hearing nothing, we'll carry on. Most of us are on vacuum tube radios. Sometimes folks come by on hybrids, and people come by on modern radios if they're interested in what we're doing, and that's just fine. I like buy-sell trades if they're vintage radio related. And also when people ask technical questions about radios they're working on, this is a great place to get some technical advice because we've got some absolute experts here on the frequency. Tonight I'm on a entirely homebrew station built by KG7TR. For a long time I operated his cheap and easy SSB, a phasing exciter built on the chassis of a BC458 from QST 1956. And he built it in modern times with a bit more expertise than was around back in '56. Then here lately he decided it needed a mate, so he built a homebrew receiver, mechanical filter, product detector, AVC, and all octal tubes. No modern 9 and 12 pin tubes are in this radio, and I've got the two of them mated together and it works great. Okay, I'm going to talk to 7-8 people or so, then we'll give it to Jay. I heard KAL7CD. Hi, Mike. We had one early, KF5YMF. Barry was in here early because he had YMR, whatever it is. I'll get it straightened a little bit. He was in here early because of his shift, and he couldn't stick around here late. Anyway, so let me pick up the first group, and then I'll give it to Jay, and I haven't heard Rusty yet. So I guess Denver, that makes you number one on the list. How about it? N50JB, K5LYN. Talk to us.
Okay, Lynn, K5LYN. This is Denver, N50JB, in Gonzales, Texas. I'm running a Collins S-line, all winged emblem. I have the 32S1 transmitter, 75S1 receiver, and the 312B4 console. And I'm going in, and I'm not running an amplifier. I am barefooted. We're going into a fan dipole, homemade fan dipole, trying like hell to get everything going right. One of these days I'll be as big as Lynn or as big as Dan or J1. So back to you, Lynn, N50JB.
It's making a great signal, Denver. No issues. You're way over the Austin news, and that takes the Austin noise, and that takes some doing. Great to hear you. Okay, let's talk to my neighbor, George. TXW, talk to us.
Hello, Lynn, and all around the net from WB5TXW for the finest hour of amateur radio for the week. On the S-line, 32S175S3, the power supply, the speaker box, the Shure 444 microphone, and the 75-meter dipole inverted V compromise antenna through the woods out there. So everybody's sounding good. You're sounding good, Lynn, and we'll stand to and listen to the net. WB5TXW back to net.
Okay, and there's two excellent Collins S lines, two in a row. My S line's up on 20 meters. I'll have to bring it down here one of these days. Maybe we'll shoot for 3 in a row sometime. Okay, how about Tom, KC5L? Tom, talk to us, K5LYN.
Hey, good evening, Lynn, and the Boat Anchors Net. It's Tom, KC5L at San Antonio. And we're on the usual tonight, talking on the Central Electronics 200V with the D104 microphone. And that's driving a Central Electronics 600L amplifier. Doing about 300 watts into a Johnson KW Matchbox and a homebrew doublet of about 15 feet or so. And we're listening on the R390A. And that's about all I have this evening, Lynn. So back to you, KC5L.
All right, Tom. You can't go wrong with that Central Electronics station, and we got W5TF Terry in here a little bit later down the road who's on his. And mine is over there. Maybe next week it'll be time for me to get back on Central Electronics. Great to hear you. Beautiful signal. All right, CXG. Hey, Bob, talk to us. K5LYN. KA5CXG. is down the hall at the moment. How about Dale, N5YER? Dale, you still lurking over there somewhere?
Yes, sir. Don't have a boat anchor, but I'm running a heat kit 2068 tuner into an SB220 amplifier into a homemade inverted V up about 35 feet in the center on 450 ohm ladder line, and driving it all with a ICOM 7300. And one of these days I'll get my Kenwood 850 over here, I guess, and put on here.
Well, you got a beautiful signal into Austin. I've got a 7300 here too, but I don't think I'd put it on the net, but you're always welcome.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
All right. Glad you came by. How about W5DK? Don, earlier on, I didn't hear you all that well. Let's see if the band is opened up. How about it, Don? K5LYN.
Yep. Evening, Lynn. I didn't have the amp on earlier. I'm in Spring Branch, Bulverde, north of San Antonio, and I'm on my standard Drake station. It's a TR4 transceiver using a shiny D104 on it. And I got the station console, and the L4 amp is swinging it, so, and I'm using a double extended ZEP antenna tonight, so thanks for running the net and all the net controls, and good to hear everybody. W5DK, back to net.
Okay, Don, and yeah, you're way up from earlier in the evening, for sure, sounding great. All right, hey, Robert, WW9W, how about it, K5LYN?
Alrighty, K5LYN and the boat anchors, WW9W. Good evening, Lynn. Good evening to all of the boat anchors there. It's Robert up in Allen, and I'm running the KWM2. That's the wing emblem, and the amplifier, the 3001, the meatball, is the Shure 450 microphone on here. Oh, looks like from here 650 watts or so going into my Ultimac double bazooka 8040. So that's all that's going on here, Lynn. You're sounding good. I guess I'm gonna have to pull my 28 out. I only had it on here a few times, but I did. Oh, by the way, I did fix that push to talk, that note you sent me, so we got it all. So it is push to talk now, so I may just get it on one day. All right, everybody's sounding good. You guys have a great day, and appreciate you picking me up. K5LYN, WW9W, Allen, Texas. So long.
Okay, Robert, sounding great. That's the third call-in station in a row, I think, tonight. And about that push-to-talk mod, I probably told you that, or you probably know already on the 20A. You have to stick a plug in the key jack, so to open that, and the CW jack, to open that up. Or you can just jump it there, open it up like I did internally. All right, moving on. Let's see here. How about Dan, WOZ? Dan, talk to us, K5LYN.
Yeah, good evening, Lynn, and all the other boat anchors this evening. This is Dan, KWOZ, middle of the sanctuary city of Houston. Talking on the same thing I usually do, Kenwood TS530SP. And driving a homebrew amplifier that I stuck 3 13s into, putting out about 1100 watts. The antenna is a inverted V, shaped like an L. It's about 42 feet in the middle. And runs on 2 sides of the property here, from the corner. Anyway, not much else. Using a 444D microphone. I got a Heathkit SB102 that I finally got on the bench. I heard some noise out of it after I replaced a few parts, but got a long way to go to bring it to life to think about putting it on here. But one day we'll get her there. And let's see, that's about it. I fixed a bunch of stuff today, which makes you feel good, because once you get on a roll of things breaking, you might as well go hide somewhere, because they're all going to break one after another. But also, when you get on a roll of fixing something that you've been working on for a while, you keep after it, because you could fix a whole bunch that same day. So that's what I did today. Nothing else from here, Lynn. Thanks for letting us in. And you got that That rig sounding fantastic, and those Collins rigs tonight sound especially good. I don't know if they're all on the same frequency or what, but they all sounded good. But that rig you're on, that Central Electronics that Tom was on there, that also sounds nice. That's it from here, KWOZ.
All right, Dan, you sounded great. Yeah, and when you talk about stuff working and being on a roll, I was going to put my Heathkit SB10 on tonight, and seems like the carry didn't want to balance out for some reason. I thought, uh-oh, this is a bad sign. Let's hope it doesn't spread. As you implied, sometimes those kind of things can. We'll keep our fingers and toes crossed. You sounded great. All right, let me pick up one more guide, and I'm going to give it to Jay. I like to talk to AG5XP, Kenneth, because Kenneth and I have visited several times at some of the few swap fests that we've had, and I'm always impressed with Kenneth's span of knowledge. He knows a lot of stuff. Kenneth, talk to us. AG5XP, K5LYN.
Thank you, Lynn, for picking me up. This is Kenneth, AG5XP in Brownwood. Tonight we're on a standby Yaesu FT101AA. Got it going on a Gonset GSB 201 amplifier. And got my Mirage MP1 watt meter checking it all out and under control with a D104 microphone. Back to net there, Lynn.
Sounded great, Kenneth. Look forward to seeing you. Hope let's keep all our fingers and toes crossed for Belton. I'm sure looking forward to it. And my wife would like to see me get some of the radios I've got stacked up in the living room that normally I would have sold it out. So, yeah, let's look forward to it. All right, Jay, how about it? I haven't heard Rusty, of course, the KL7 CDs here. He may want to talk some check-ins too, so I'll throw it your way. We'll go from there. KM5QS, K5LYN.
I'm here. All right. Is that you, Rusty?
Yeah, that's me, Jay. Go ahead. It's your turn.
Oh, okay. All righty then. Now we know you're here. All right, folks. This is Jay, KM5QS down here in Alice, Texas. I'm operating this evening on a Kenwood TS820S and using a Kenwood R820 for a receiver. I have them hooked up in transceive configuration because you could do that if you could find one of them little devils. And using a homebrew antenna tuner, an Electro Voice 664A microphone, and a TL922 amplifier. I don't know where that came from. And that's about it. 1,300 watts, and here I is. So, let's see. I don't know if Matt's stuck around or not. KK5DR. Matt, you still out there? Nope, guess not. He probably had to go eat something, whatever. WB5OZZ. How about you, Don?
Yeah, this WB5OZZ. Not running anything antique tonight, just old Kenwood TS2000 into a Kenwood 922 amp and antenna bazooka at 45 feet.
Alrighty. Well, it's still a Kenwood. Okay. Thank you, Don. Let's see if Bob made it back. KA5CXG. Hello, Bob. Alrighty, we'll move down to Doug, WB1E.
Yeah, move on down to Doug. Hey, how you all doing? This is Woolly Booger 1 Echo over here in Bryan, and coming to you tonight on a solid state, power meter. Yeah, that's it. It's a Swan 500 transceiver, and driving, it's got a 4 set of finals that have been neutralized, and they operate great up to about 125 watts. So I use those to drive the Henry Classic 2X. So going up to the about 70-foot point, home brew inverted V with a 4-to-1 voltage balance. So that's it, Jay. Yeah, we barely got any rain, just enough to keep the dust down. For tomorrow it'll be dusty again. So cross our fingers. Anyway, this is WB1E. Jay, back to net, and thanks everybody for doing a good job running this. Over.
Okay. Well, no fear. It may rain again tomorrow. You never can tell. The dust will always come back. As Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. It's in the book. All right. Okay, Doug. Thanks for checking in. Whiskey 5, Tango Foxtrot. Terry, your turn.
Okay, Jay, thank you. I was sitting here listening to everybody, all loud stations here on me tonight. I'm planning on going to the Huntsville Ham Fest this weekend. A lot of people are backing out on cause of COVID scare. MFJ backed out and DX Engineering backed out, but so far me and my brother are going to take a shot at it. We both had 3 shots and want to wear a mask, wear this face to try to stay away from it. I'm on the Central Electronics 100V, thanks to Nick, K5SO Foxtrot, the guru on these things as far as I know. Using my R4B receiver with a FR4 frequency counter by E-Tech. And of course now I'm looking at a Drake W4 wattmeter. I'm driving the SP220 and looking at that on an SP614 G-Skip monitor. So that's about talking me down. The antenna's a double bazooka that I built about 20-something years ago when I lived in the Texas Panhandle. So far it's performed quite well for me. So I guess that's all I got here tonight, Jay. Thanks for letting me in. W5 Tango Foxtrot.
A quick question, Jay.
Go ahead, Lynn.
Hey, Terry, you said you lived in the Texas Panhandle. I was in Lubbock. Where were you?
I was in French.
I don't know where that is. Where is that?
That's about 25 miles north of Amarillo.
North of Amarillo. Okay, just satisfied my curiosity. Thanks for letting me butt in, Jay. Back to you, K5LYN.
Okay. All righty. Let's see. WA5MTT, Mike.
Yeah, good evening, Jay. This is Mike in Round Rock. Tonight we're on the Collins winged emblem nest line, 75S2 receiver, 32S1 transmitter, and a 30S1 amplifier. The microphone is Lectrovoice 674. Everything's swinging through right here. Hadn't had anything on for a while, so hope it sounds okay out there, Jay. Back to you.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good. I'm not sure I think I'm on frequency. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It does. Sounds good. Your stuff usually does. Thanks for checking in, Mike.
All right, thanks for picking me up. Everybody sounds great out there tonight.
All right. Okay, it's time for Florida. Whiskey 4, November, Oscar, your turn. Uh-oh. Maybe he had to go get something to eat. Well, Whiskey 4, NNO, are you out there? Well, we can double. Oh, we'll do a Pasaki. We'll circle back. KE5Q, Jim in Plano.
Yeah, good evening, Jay. KM5QS. This is Kilo Echo 5 Quebec, Jim in Plano. And we're running the Collins rig tonight, the KWM2 30L1 all-round emblem, and that's going into the double bazooka. They're 8040 Ultimax, and we're using the Shure 444. And hello, that's right at 600 watts PEP. So appreciate you calling, Annette, and we're copying everybody really good here tonight. KM5QS. This is KE5Q Plano.
Okay, Jim. Good deal. Sounding good as usual. Let's see. There was a Whiskey 5 IEI. Mike out there. Go ahead.
Hey, hello, everybody. I'm almost ashamed to get on here tonight with no amplifier, but this is W5IEI Mike in Breckenridge, and I hadn't checked in a while. Got the old 820S out of the barn and have been having to do a lot of cleaning on it, and hopefully it sounds okay. Good to hear all the Collins stuff tonight. Thanks, Jay, W5IEI.
Oscar Whiskey. Okay. Yeah, we'll get you. Yeah, we'll get you in a second, Scott. Go ahead. I mean, I got confused. Excuse me, that's my problem. Yeah, there is a lot of Collins gear out there this evening, but the 820 sounding good too. It's talking 820 to 820, so what do you want to do? Thanks for checking in, Mike. I believe that's KC0OW.
That is, Jay. Good evening. Just put me on the list there. I didn't want to miss out. I didn't hear anybody calling for check-in, so I guess we got a list going here. Just put me at the end of the list there, KC0 Oscar Whiskey.
Okay, I got you down there at the bottom. There's not that many in between here and there, though, but anyway. Let's see. Okay, we'll get you in a second. KL7CD, Mike in New Braunfels.
Okay, Jay, I'm here. This is KL7 Charlie Delta, New Braunfels, Texas. And tonight I'm on Hallicrafter Twins from about 1962 or 3. Transmitters in HP44, matching speaker and power supply for that. Receivers in SX117. I've got them in transceive mode with the receiver controlling my transmit frequency. That goes to an amplifier Heathkit SC220. I'm running about 700 watts tonight. And let's see, ladder line, I go to a KW box by Johnson, and then ladder line 450 ohm up to a horizontal loop. And in that old microphone project I had, the only thing I can think, I listened to it on Matt's recording, and you were right. I mean, the signal jumped way up when I plugged in the T104, so it had a lot of lows in it, but I think it was the only way you'd make it work is to put an equalizer on it or something like that. It didn't sound near as good as that T104. And tonight I'm running a T104 for a microphone. And working on an HC33A amplifier. I've had it several years. Just opened it up to see what it looked like, and there was a funny looking wire, it was a piece of coax coming out through the chassis up into the top with didn't connect to anything. So I took the bottom plate off, and there's about 10 or 12 wires that are just soldered and sticking straight out, and I got my work in front of me. I've been studying it pretty hard. There's been some modifications. I think the winding on the negative bias transformer must have gone bad because there's been another transformer installed, and they used to have selenium rectifiers in that negative bias line, and those have been replaced with an odd-looking, it's almost like a potted diode. It has 4 leads on it, and it replaced, I guess, 4 other diodes. So I don't know what I'm going to do here. Just checking on it and looking at the schematic and stretching my head. I don't want to turn anything on or do anything until I make sure I got this thing wired where it's going to work. Anyway, that's it from here, Jay. Back to net, KL7 Charlie Delta. My name is Mike.
Okay, Mike. Yeah, that's always fun, chasing somebody else's deals, especially if it ain't documented. But you'll get it. You usually do a pretty good job. Thanks, Mike. Let's see, I almost missed somebody here. KA5LYL. Todd, you still there?
I'm still here. KA5LYL.
Go ahead.
Okay, that's it. I'm just watching everything here, sure. All right, this is KA5LYL Todd. I am not on a boat anchor. I'll tell you what, this big old FT1000 MP Mark V plays quite a bit, even though it has such a power supply. That's what I'm on. This is KA5LYL. There's the FT1000 MP Mark V. All of that. But it's a pretty doggone radio. It sure enough is. And I'm using DSP on the transmit audio, and then the mic's Yaesu MD100 desk microphone. And let's see, about the oldest thing on it is the this tuner, this SA2060 antenna tuner, and now I got some kind of hook going on 2 U's. It's a across the room, so hopefully it's not too bad in my background. The Heskett S82060 tuner, and then let's see, on my receive audio, it's going through a Vintage Technique stereo system with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 band per channel equalizer. It has a nifty old fluorescent display spectrum scope, I guess they called it, and it does help. It does. I can sometimes set my audio up to it. Anyway, enough of all that. 200 watts out into my off-center fed dipole. That's about how is it going? About 40 feet in the air, and the ends, I think, are around 20. KA5LYL, back in.
Okay, Todd. All righty. Well, thank you, sir. Let me see. I got 2 more to go. Let me see if Sammy wants to, Whiskey 5, Delta Papa. Sammy, you want to get in there?
Well, I'll just say hello. Good evening, everybody. W5DPP.
Well, all right. Sounding good. Of course you are. Thank you, Sammy. KC0OW, Scott.
Hey, good evening to you, Jay. This is KC0 Oscar Whiskey Scott near Oklahoma City. I'm not on any vintage gear at the moment, although I've got a room full of it here. I'm on a Kenwood 590. I guess I do have some vintage stuff in line. I've got a Nye Viking MB5A tuner, a Nye Viking power monitor, and the amplifier running about a kilowatt. From the mid-70s is an Alpha 77. The antenna is an inverted V up at 81 feet, so everybody's sounding good up here. The gray line's getting closer, so the signals are starting to pick up a little bit. It was kind of rough copy there at the start, but hey, listen, Jay, I've got a query. I know it seems like years ago they had a lot more, and I've just done a cursory search, so I may be missing something, but it seems like years ago they had a lot more users groups for the different brands of boat anchor gear. I'm specific, and I think they've still got one that I'm aware of, the Rec Radio Amateur Boat Anchors, I think, or something close to that. But as far as a user group for Galaxy or WRL, I would be specifically interested in a user group that exists for any of the Galaxy equipment, the World Radio Labs, WRL stuff. So if anybody knows of anything, I'd sure like to know about it. Good to hear you, Jay. Back to you, KC0 Oscar Whiskey.
Oh, okay, Scott. Well, that's a good question. Let's see, the WRL, or what was the other one?
Galaxy, the old Galaxy, not the CB stuff. You know, the old Galaxy was around way before the newer Galaxy stuff with the CBs, but Galaxy, WRL.
Okay, yeah, I had a Galaxy 5 way back yonder. Never could make it work. Anyway, all right, is there anyone out there that knows anything about users groups, people that get together and know something about the old Galaxy rigs, not CBs, but the old-timey, like the Galaxy 5 or Galaxy 500s and stuff like that, or the World Radio Labs, WRL. Does anyone out there know anything about that?
LYN.
Go right ahead, Lynn.
Yeah, K5LYN. What I would say there is that 14292.5 on Sunday afternoon, starting at 1 o'clock, is vintage radio for 3 hours. Okay, 20 meters hadn't been very good, so it's not the way it used to be. But 14292.5 for 3 hours, starting at 1 o'clock. And there are several people that have World Radio Laboratory radios on there. And WB0 Sugar Nancy Fox, WB0 SNF, has several in his shack. I don't know of a single user group for that, because that's kind of off the beaten path, right? But that's a good place to track down some of that stuff. Back to you, Jay, K5LYN.
Okay. Did you copy that, Scott?
Yeah, I copied that. Yeah, thanks so much, Len, for the information. I'll check that out. And I kind of had to chuckle, Jay. You know, if you had a broken down old Galaxy 3 or a 5 or a 5 Mark II or Mark III and had it at a Hamfest, I was probably the sucker that picked it up. As far as that goes, anybody on the net here that had an old broken down one and had it at a Hamfest, I've got tables and tables over here, Jay, over.
Scott, one last comment.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Scott, I have a Galaxy 300, if you remember that, what that was. Horribly ugly, gold with black trim, and I've had a couple of those on the air. The one I have right now is not, but they are around. But Sunday afternoon on 20 meters is a good place to follow up on that stuff. Good luck.
Roger, very familiar with it. I've got 3 of them sitting over here, the old Galaxy 300 with the great big speaker cabinet, and had a little piece of red, either had a clock in it or a little piece of red paper in there. Yeah, thank you very much for that.
That was the best of the bunch, too. I loved mine. Back to you, Jay.
Okay. Yeah, I never could get that 5. I think it was severely damaged when I got it, and I really didn't know what I was doing, so that didn't help. That was back when I think I had the rig before I actually had general privileges. Oh, well, that's been too long ago to even think about. Well, Scott, good to hear you, and check in here if you get a chance. We're here every Wednesday night.
Okay, very good. We'll get some of this stuff running. I'm kind of semi-retired now. I've slowed down here a little bit, so I've got more time to radio play and radio fix. And I heard everybody talking about the Central Electronics. What great rigs those were. I've got a couple at least of the 20As, and I think they also had a 10. I've got a couple of the 10s, and I've got a 100V and a 200V, but none of them are in line, so we're going to be working on those. KC0 Oscar Whiskey.
Contact.
Go ahead, contact.
Yeah, this is WK5R. You might also look up N0GVK. That's Kurt up in Nebraska. He always checks in on the Galaxy stuff, so he might be a good one to contact. Just look him up and shoot him an email there, Scott.
Okay, I really appreciate the information. Yeah, I may even, that's my home state, Nebraska. I'm originally from Omaha, and the old WRL building was right across the river there in Council Bluffs, Iowa, so very familiar with that up there. Appreciate it, KC0 Oscar Whiskey.
Okay, well, Rusty, since you're fired up, you might as well take a turn, because I run out of victims, so... At any rate, this KM5QS to WK5R.
KM5QS, WK5R, mighty fine there. I heard somebody kind of liked there. Was that you up there in Nebraska, Kurt? N0GVK, WK5R. I'm not quite copying that station. I usually copy Kurt pretty good, but I don't think that was him.
I heard a whiskey, that's all I got.
Okay. Well, hang around a little bit. Maybe the band will get better when we figure out who you are and get you in here. All right. I'm on my modern stuff tonight. It's the TS590S, the Audio Technica Studio microphones. I'm driving a GS35B amplifier at hello. Yeah, I see it. Bouncing around 1300. Go way into a fan dipole up at about 50 foot. So with that, who else is out there for the Boat Anchors Unlimited neck? Come out. 325 India Sierra. All right, go ahead there, Doug.
All right, good evening, Rusty, and all the net. 55IS running the 830s tonight, and on off the Max double bazooka antenna, and I'm pushing a small amplifier to give me just a little more power, but not much. And that's about the story of it on what I'm running, but I've got a rig for sale. I've got a TR4C. Now let's see, I'm sorry, a TR4 with a DD103 digital readout on it. And the copper is real good. The best I've seen in a long time. The case is not scratched up or nothing. It's all original paint. All the knobs and front are good. All the seats are good. With that's got a flat hum in it. I haven't tried to find out what it is. It does have late model rebuilt kit in it, so it shouldn't be much wrong with it. But picked up at my QTH. I let the whole works go for $300. And if anybody's interested, look me up on QRZ and send me a email, because phone, if I don't know anybody that calls me on the phone, I don't answer it. But if you're interested, my email's on QRZ is good. W5IS, and I guess that's about it, Rusty.
Okay, yeah. Doug, the Kenwood sounding good there, and he's got a Drake for sale there, TR4. Anybody's interested, he wants $300 for it. Got the radio, the digital readout, and stuff there. So just look him up on QRZ under W5IZ, Whiskey 5 India. I'm not IZ, IS. Whiskey 5 India Sierra on QRZ, and shoot him an email. Because if he doesn't know your number when you're calling, you don't answer. I don't do that a lot. I do that a lot too, the same thing. So anyway, thank you, Doug. All right, who's next for the Boat Anchors Unlimited coming out? He wants $300 for it. Who's next?
November 5, Juliet, India.
Boat Anchors Unlimited coming out.
November 5, Sierra Mike.
November, Oscar.
Okay, I got you two there. I got November, Oscar, and I got MS. Go ahead, MS. M5MS or whatever it is. I know who you are, but I forgot your name.
W5TLJ.
Stand by there, Terry. Oh no, I've done some work for you down there. It was a M5SM, is that right?
Yep.
Hey, go right ahead. I got it all twisted up. Sorry about that.
Okay, Rusty. Good evening to you and all the boat anchors. I'm running a MC50 going into my TS830. That's going into an SD220, doing about 1.4 kilowatts. And that goes from there to my tuner, ladder line, out to an 80-meter loop. That's about the size of it here. Thank y'all for doing the show here. N5SM back to net.
Okay. The Kenwood sounds good there. Okay, W4, NNO down in Florida. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Whiskey 4, November, and running the Mon 700 CX tonight. Youngest boat anchor rig, and into a homebrew tuner, and Shure 444 mic, and out to a homebrew double boost system. Sorry about not getting in here earlier. Apparently, I need to go in and clean some band switches on this rig. Cleaned up okay, but when the key down, there was no output. Anyway, thanks for picking me up. This is Marty at City W4 NNO back to you.
Okay, Marty, I got all that, but I didn't get what rig you're on. What rig you on, Marty? Roger, Swan 700CX. So it's working. The band's not as good as it is sometime between here in Florida, but we got you. Appreciate you checking in. All right, W5TLJ. Go ahead there, Terry. What's going on in Bangs? W5CLJ. Terry, you there? Yeah, Terry must have to step out. All right. Who else for the Boat Anchors Unlimited come now?
N5JJI.
Hey, good evening, Ed. Go ahead.
Thank you, Rusty. Well, I'm cheating a little bit, running my Kenwood 430 here into a newly repaired watt meter, a CN801, through a Denton Super Tuner and a Clipperton L, and out to a inverted V up about 45 feet. Sure great to hear everybody tonight, and I'm going to keep her rolling. N5JJI, back to you, Rusty.
All right, appreciate you checking in there, Ed. The 430 is doing its thing. All right, who's next for the Boat Anchors Unlimited come now?
November 5, Tango Zulu.
N5TZ, go ahead.
Yeah, good evening. Just want to check in. We're talking on a straight TR4C station with W4 watt unit and NN2000. It's all run by itself, so no amplifiers. It's going into an inverted antenna. Just got it on the air, so hope it sounds pretty good. Back to you.
Okay, yeah. TR4 sounds good there. Appreciate you checking in there. There's another one for the Drake group. Good group. Oh, my tongue ain't working right tonight. All right. Appreciate you checking in there. Okay, who is next for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? Come now.
KE5ARQ.
ARQ, go ahead.
Hey everybody, this is James over in Floresville, Texas, running the Kenwood TS830S and the TL922A, about 1,300 watts, going out to the inverted V, about 40 feet, also a Shure 444 mic, and that is about it. KE5ARQ, back to net.
Okay, the 830 is doing its trick there. Appreciate you checking in there. All right. I'll take one or two more, then I'll send her back to Lynn there. Who else is out there for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? Come now. Okay, was that N0GBK? Is that you, Kurt? Go right ahead. Okay, Kurt, that your Galaxy GT550 is sounding good as usual there. And Scott up there's your guy for the Galaxy. He might bend his ear a little bit. Thank you for checking in, Kurt. We'll catch you next time. All right, one more. Who's next for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? Come now.
Recheck.
Recheck, go ahead.
Yeah, Rusty, this is Dan. I just want to ask this real quick before the net ends. I hope Lynn is listening. I don't know how many people who all take Electric Radio magazine that listen to this or participate in this net, but I put in a notice in there several years ago about this net. It's in the back in the classifieds along with a couple other people have announcements like this. And I wondered if anyone that's checked into this net has ever seen that notice in the back of Electric Radio magazine. Ray had asked me if we want to keep running it, and I told him yeah, but if nobody sees it, I might let him use his space for something else. Has anybody seen that notice in there?
Absolutely, with every issue.
Okay.
I'll send him a note too, Dan.
I haven't, because I don't get that magazine, but maybe somebody does.
Okay, yeah, Lynn gets it. He had sent me a note a while back. He was trying to open up some space, and I kind of forgot about it till tonight here, but I thought, well, if he wants to use that space, I'll pay for the ad. He does it gratis, but we'll leave it in there then.
I'll send him a note, Dan. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. KWO's.
Hey, wasn't on your woodpeckers, was it, Dan?
No, it's an announcement about this boat anchor's net. It gives the time and the date and the frequency and stuff.
In nice big black print.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, we get pretty good participation, so if he needs the space, I guess, let him have it. Whatever y'all want to do. It's all right with me. Okay, I'm going to make one more call, and then I'm going to turn it to Lynn. Anybody else out there for the Boat Anchors Unlimited net? Come now. Okay, I heard nobody. K5LYN, WK5R. Your turn, Lynn.
All right, well, let's see if Mike wants to talk to anybody here tonight before I go to talking again. What do you think, Mike? KL7CD, you still down there somewhere? K5LYN.
Yeah, I hope I'm not down the band. I'm down here somewhere.
You're great.
Shot. We'll see what happens. This is the Boat Anchors Unlimited net. We meet every Wednesday night at 7:30 Central on 3.870. And if you stumbled across us without a boat anchor, that's fine, but we're really looking for boat anchors to come in now. KL7CD, come now. That didn't bring any joy here on my end. KL7 Charlie Delta with the Boat Anchors Unlimited. You want to check in, come now. There you go, Lynn.
Well, you know, I thought some people might need to hear that fabulous Hallicrafter station you have all the time on the net here, so I thought we needed to at least take a shot at it. We might be done. Let's see if anybody else wants to talk to me about boat anchors before we wind her down tonight. K5LYN, Lynn in Austin.
WJ5EDX.
Mr. Byron, hey, it's always good. You always bring up the rear. Glad you're there. Talk to us.
Well, better very late than never. Hi. Which last week I believe was never. I have been promising for weeks that I would eventually get back on a boat anchor when checking in, and so I have done that. I made good on my promise. I'm running the Kenwood 940S barefoot, 100 watts PEP probably. So I would like. I've been working on this puppy a while, so I would like some critical reports on it. The band sounded pretty good tonight. Little TRN back in the background because of all the rain around. I was lucky enough to get some rain here last night. Got about 2 1/4 inches. Kind of unusual for August, but I'll take it any way I can get it. But it's not been raining now and no lightning in the area, so I think. What else? That's about all I know for sure. Say hi to, shout out to my good old college BFFs out there. The Collins are sounding good tonight. And all the other rigs. Well, we have to get some Galaxies on here sometime. The only thing I can say about those, everybody knows they have weak band switches, so don't ever change bands while you're transmitting. Those switches are weak enough as it is. So Lynn, thanks for running the net. Rusty, you too, and everybody. Really appreciate it. And we'll see everybody next week, I guess. Back to you, Lynn. K5LYN, WA5EDX.
Okay. You know, there was one exception to that thing about the switches on the Galaxies, and that was the Galaxy 300. If you don't know what it is, Byron, look it up sometime. Maybe it's one of the most ugly rigs ever made, but a remarkably good one. And I've got one out there in the shop that I'd like to put on, but somebody goofed with the front panel so badly I can't stand to look at it, you know. So I'm looking for a good front panel for a Galaxy 300 because they're a remarkably good radio and huge. What a clunker. Anyway, good to hear you, Byron. Anything else for the net this evening?
Well, I'll just add, I know what the 300s are. I think I have one in the back room, more or less a parts rig. I'm not sure. I haven't got around to looking at it, but if it is a parts rig and if it has no big meter holes cut in front, I'll surely let you know. And one other thing I might add, if anybody has any qualms about me calling a TS940 a boat anchor, well, next time I need to pick it up off the floor and carry it over here 10 feet and put on the bench,
I'm calling them cubes, which is what I had to do before the net. Hi. K5LYN, W85EX.
Okay, yeah, I'd buy the whole parts rig if it's got a nice front panel. The one I've got out back, I mean, somebody decided he needed to drill a bunch of holes in the front panel, right? And I mean, I can't handle that. So I'm in the market. Keep me in mind. All right. Anybody else need to talk to me before we wind her down? We'll pass it around to the other guys one more time. This is my last shot at it. Anybody? K5LYN.
Comment, Lynn.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Lynn, it's Mike. You know, what I like is when they drill a hole in the front panel, they don't use a center punch. They just stick the drill bit down there and it walks all over the front end, QSL.
Oh, absolutely. You know, what's with these people?
Just not mechanical engineers, all I can say.
Yeah, I agree, Mike. What a mess. All right, I guess I'll save my 73s at this point and listen out. Jay, you can pass it around one more time, but and maybe to Rusty, but I think we've done it. Great net tonight, K5LYN. Pick it up, Jay.
All righty, thank you, Lynn. And yeah, that method of trying to drill a hole without center punching your starting point, that's a good way to do a little impromptu engraving on something. That's yeah, tacky. All right, folks, this is Jay again with Boat Anchors Unlimited. Is there anybody out there we missed or would like to check back in or one thing or another? Anybody with traffic for the Boat Anchors Unlimited, come now, please.
Pre-check, KC0 Oscar Whiskey.
All righty, let me catch Bob and then I'll get right with you, Scott. Go ahead, Bob.
On the boat anchor. Well, I guess I am. If he can have a 940 on there, I can have a 850. It's pretty heavy too. It's also about 20-something years old. Anyway, I am in the market for an NC-183, either a 183 or 183D. There's a lot of, if you have them, you know there's some difference. And then, in fact, it's the difference of like single or double conversion. But I'm looking for a 183 or 183D. Anybody's got one, get in touch with me. 325-650-3191. 325-650-3191. Hearing everybody pretty good. We have had an enormous amount of rain here for us. We do not need any more for a while. We're quite done. Anyway, everybody have a good week. Catch y'all next week. I don't know if you called me earlier or not, but I just thought I'd check in. And everybody's sounding real good. K560.
Okay, Bob. That was a National, an NC-183 or the 183D. Was that right?
You got it.
All right. Well, folks, that's what Bob's looking for. It's got a type of receiver in it that he wants to play with. So if you've got one or know where one can be found, give Bob a call. 325-650-3191. That's area code 325-650-3191. Thank you, Bob. Okay, Scott, back, recheck, go ahead.
Okay, I just want to give Kirk a quick holler. I think it's Kirk, K-I-R-K, N0GVK. Are you still around, KC0OW? Yeah, good evening. Just had, I've got a bunch of the Galaxy WRL stuff over here. I'm a glutton for punishment, like you, I guess, if you've got a bunch of it. But I've got a couple of GT550s over here, like what you're on tonight. I've got 3 of the Galaxy 300s. I've got a bunch of Galaxy 5s, Galaxy 3s. What I wanted to ask you is, I've never operated the GT550. How is the receiver on that Galaxy GT550? And is it as hot as the receivers on the Galaxy 5s? If you've been on a Galaxy 5, you know what I'm talking about. Over.
It's a better receiver. They made some changes on it. Actually, even with the Galaxy 5 Mark II, and they redesigned it, and the Galaxy 5 Mark II is very similar to the 550. The Galaxy 5
Mark III, they went to 6LB6 finals instead of 6HM5. So pretty much Galaxy 5 Mark III is pretty much the same as the GP Celtix. I have four of these that are operational. I have two that are parts radios and one that's in the winter project that I hope to get it back on the air. So I have 5 operational 550s. I have 3 550 Alphas, 2 Galaxy 5 Mark II, a couple Galaxy 5 Mark III, a couple Galaxy 5, Galaxy 3. Don't have the 300. That's pretty much all together. And a Galaxy Dual Bander 84. The name is, I didn't catch your name there, Robert. Okay, I'm sorry, I won't take up any more time here. My name is Scott, and I'm in the Oklahoma City area. Okay, very good. Appreciate the info. We'll have to get and talk about Galaxy sometime. I made a note of the 20-meter net, and I'm going to try to catch that on Sunday, so maybe we can pick you up there. So, okay, appreciate the info there, Kirk. Name again is Scott here. Over.